Hello, sweetheart. Are you ready for your bedtime story? Good. Now, tonight's story is about a little alien. So, are you nice and comfy, darling? Then we'll begin. It's called Zack. With the speed of light, the spaceship swooshed in and out between the constellations of stars. "Isn't this fun?" squealed Zack as he looked out of the spaceship window, his bright orange eyes twinkling with excitement. "Oh, I do love these rides around the galaxies. Where are you taking us today, Dad?" Father carefully steered the spaceship between two brightly shining stars. "Today I'm taking you and your mother to a planet called Earth," he replied. "Yes, darling, that's where we live, isn't it, on the planet Earth? You're very clever, aren't you, today? Okay, let's carry on with the story." Zack licked his cosmic ice lolly. "Planet Earth? I've never heard of it." "Planet Earth is far out in the distant galaxies," informed Father. "How far is it, Dad?" inquired Zack, cosmic ice all over his green lips. "Oh, I say it's about 652 solar systems away," said Father, "give or take a millimetre." "Oh gosh," exclaimed Zack, disbelieving his long pointed ears. "Did you hear that, Mum?" Mother was trying to listen to her talking book. "Yes, I heard it," she said with a frown, a little angry at being disturbed. 652 solar systems away, Mum. 652 solar systems. Give or take a millimetre, reminded Father. Aware that she was going to get no peace, Mother switched off her talking book. "We've got a long journey ahead of us, Zack," she said, closing her talking book and folding it 4 times before placing it inside her crystal handbag. "Did you take one of your junior travel sickness pills this morning?" "Course I did, Mum," said Zack. He then pointed out of the spaceship window and yelled, "Hey, look, over there, a dragon flying in space." Mother and Father looked out of the spaceship window in the direction that Zack was pointing with his long green finger. "Where?" asked Father. "I can't see a dragon." "Neither can I," said Mother, straining her orange eyes through her cosmic glasses. Zack chuckled. Swerving the spaceship out of the path of a shooting meteorite, Father gave a puzzled look. "What you chuckling at, Zack?" Zack chortled aloud and began to rock back and two in his seat between his parents. I fooled you, I was making it up." "You and your little games," sighed Mother. "I was having you on," laughed Zack. "There isn't a dragon really, I was making it up. Fancy falling for it. You ever heard of a dragon flying through space?" Mother was very annoyed. "Shut up," she snapped, "and stop rocking back and two. I thought I told you to switch your magnetic safety system on." "You didn't tell me," said Zack. "Well, I'm telling you now, so do it," fumed Mother, pointing her finger. "If for any reason your father has to pull up, you'll go straight through the spaceship windscreen. So do as you're told and switch your system on. Still laughing, Zack switched on his magnetic safety system. Zack was forever fooling his mother and father. He was forever making things up. He loved fooling his parents. After a while, he stopped laughing. Dad? Father gave a frown. What? Dad? I was just thinking. I thought he heard a funny noise, quipped Father. Don't try to be funny, Dad, it doesn't suit you, said Zack. No, what I was thinking about was, well, is there life on this planet where we're going? Don't be silly, son, said Father. Hey, you don't have to talk silly sometimes. Everybody knows there are no beings on other planets. Our planet, Zibbawabba, is the only planet in the universe that supports life. Don't they teach you anything at school? But how do you know there are no beings on other planets? Asked Zack, scratching his curly orange hair. Have you any proof there are no beings on other planets? Well, no, actually, said Father. Well then, challenged Zack. How can you be sure then? Because we just know, that's all, said Father. Father had taken Zack to lots of planets and they had never seen life on any of them. Zack thought he spotted life on a planet called Ploppywawa once, but it turned out to be a rock shaped like an oogle zip. Oogle zips are the most common types of pets on the planet Zibbawabba. But Zack still believed there was life on other planets, and it would make him ever so happy if he saw a living thing on the planet Earth. He sat there thinking for a while about the possibility of life on the planet they were about to visit, and then he screamed, "Oh look, over there, a planet exploding." Well, Father almost jumped out of his green skin and almost let go of the controls. Where? Again, Mother strained her eyes. I can't see any exploding planets, she said. Zack exploded with laughter. Trick you again, he guffawed, tears of laughter streaming down his face. There is no exploding planet. I was making it up. Mother hit him over the head with a crystal handbag. If you fool me once more, she threatened, I'll throw you through a black hole. Oh, promises, said Zack playfully, finishing off his cosmic ice lolly. He knew that his mother was only joking, and so, during the rest of the journey, he fooled his parents 65 more times. He made his father swerve the spaceship by saying that a giant meteoroid was shooting towards them, and later he made his mother's eyelashes stand on end by saying that a horrible alien was sitting behind her seat. Oh, he fooled them loads of times, and both his parents, he gave them a shock by saying that the spaceship had a big crack in it. Poor Mother and Father, would they ever learn? After many hours, the journey neared its end. Prepare yourselves, said Father. We are about to enter the Earth's atmosphere. And as Zack and his mother held on to their seats, the spaceship entered the Earth's atmosphere. Yahoo! Hooted Zack as the spaceship dropped from the blue sky to land in some green fields. Father switched the spaceship engines off. "Oh, this is a strange looking planet," he said. "Yes," agreed Zack, switching off his magnetic safety system. "I've never seen green grass before. I thought all grass was purple, like it is on our planet, Zibbelwabber, and I thought all trees were orange. And look at the sky. Why is the sky blue, Dad? Why isn't it red with white stripes like it is on our planet?" "I don't know," said Father. There's one thing I do know though. This is a very strange and beautiful planet. Can we go out and have a walk round?" asked Zack, jumping up and down in his seat as if it was a trampoline. "I've never walked over green fields and hills before." I'll have to test the air first to find out whether or not it is safe to breathe," said Father. He pressed the air tester button that was next to the controls. "Well," asked Zack impatiently, "is it safe?" Father gave a smile. "Yes, the green light is flashing, which indicates that the air is perfectly safe to breathe. Like our planet Zibbelwabber, the atmosphere around this planet contains oxygen." "Oh, goody," squealed Zack with delight. "Do we not have to wear our visors and portable life support systems?" "No," said Father. "The air is perfectly safe." Zack's eyes widened and his ears grew to 3 times their normal size. "Piddle yammer boo boo," he squealed. And so Zack and his mother and father stepped out of the spaceship to set foot on the planet Earth. Father couldn't help sniggering. "What's so funny?" asked Zack. "It's the name of this planet. It's so funny," said Father. "Earth." "He, Earth, Earth, Earth," splubbered Zack. Oh, it was a funny name. He'd never heard of such a funny name in his life. Anyway, Mother fell down the spaceship steps laughing, flinging her crystal handbag in the air as she did so. Zack did a forward roll in the grass. "It's brillitastic," he frizzle-bobbed. "Grass the colour of skin. It's wah-wah fobble-jab." Mother and Father had a silly dance together and their toenails fell off with excitement. Zack squeezed himself between his dancing parents and stopped them. "What are you doing?" asked Father. "That's the first dance we've had since the total eclipse of Shizzlepip." "I want to go for a walk," said Zack. "Okay then," said Mother, and she took her beloved son by the hand. Zack pushed her away. "I'm a big boy now. I'm 348 next week. I want to go for a walk by myself." "Oh, let's have a picnic first," said Mother. "I've made your favourite butties, poggle lob with squiggles and cream." Zack licked his armpits. "Yummy, yummy. Sounds tempting, but I really would like to go for a walk by myself, please." "Squiggles and cream," said Mother, trying to tempt him. Zack jumped up and down. "I want to go and look for aliens," he squizzle-popped. Father gave him a very big frown. "Look, I've told you, there are no beings on other planets. Stay here with us and we'll have a nice little picnic 652 solar systems away from our planet, give or take a millimetre," said Mother. "But I don't want a picnic," wailed Zack, throwing a little tantrum. "You two have a picnic while I go and look for aliens." Father was getting very annoyed. "Oh, how many times do I have to tell you? There are no such things as aliens." "Wobble ping," crimpled Zack. That's when Father gave in. "Oh, all right then," he said. "You go and waste your time looking for aliens." "Yes, go on," said Mother. "And don't expect us to save any poggle butties for you." "Whiz fobba-loopy jib jib," pippled Zack with excitement, and then he ran and fell and rolled all the way down the green hill. At the bottom of the green hill there was a stone wall. The wall was quite high, but this didn't prevent Zack from climbing over it. Once on the other side of the wall, Zack saw a strange-looking house. The house was strange to Zack because it was built of bricks, and on Zack's planet, houses were built of crystal. The house had a garden, and in the garden there was a tree with green leaves. Amazing, thought Zack. On the planet where he came from, the trees had orange leaves. What a strange and wonderful planet this is, thought Zack. Green grass, green leaves, blue sky, strange houses, super-tastic, wibble-zing wah-wah. He gazed at the house and then suddenly became very excited. If there's a house, he frivolized, then there must be some kind of creatures living inside it. He got so excited with the thought, his ears turned inside out for 4 seconds, and his orange eyes started to flash on and off. He was about to run towards the house when he noticed 2 strange-looking boy creatures running towards him. "Aliens!" he screamed. "Look, an alien!" yelled one of the strange-looking boy creatures. "That thing we saw in the sky was a flying saucer." The 2 earth creatures approached Zack. They could not believe their eyes, and neither could Zack. Although Zack and the earth creatures were of the same height, they were different in a number of ways. Zack's skin was green, while the earth creatures had a creamy-coloured skin. Zack had orange eyes and hair, and one of the earth creatures had blue eyes and blonde hair, whilst the other had brown eyes and black hair. Zack had long pointed ears, and the earth creatures had small curved ones, and Zack's fingers were about 3 times longer than the earth creature's fingers, and what are those? Squizzed Popple Zack. His knees began to wobble, and his curly hair straightened out. He was pointing to the hairy things above the earth creature's eyes. "These are called eyebrows," explained the brown-eyed earth creature. And so, with all their differences, Zack and the earth creature stood face to face. "Are you an alien?" inquired the blue-eyed earth creature. "Of course he's an alien," said the brown-eyed earth creature. "Look at him. He's got green skin." "I come from the planet Zibble-Wabba," informed Zack. "Never heard of it," said the blue-eyed earth creature. "My planet is 652 solar systems away from your planet Earth," said Zack. "Exactly?" asked the brown-eyed earth creature. "Well, give or take a millimetre," said Zack. "Blimey," explained the brown-eyed creature. Zack was confused. "What's blimey?" The earth creatures laughed. "It's just an expression," said the brown-eyed creature. "What are your names?" asked Zack. "I'm David," said the brown-eyed creature. "And I'm Neil," said the blue-eyed creature. "We're brothers." "Nice to meet you," said Zack, twiddling the earth creature's ears. "My name's Zack." "Leave me ears alone," snapped David. "I'm only being friendly," said Zack. "It's the way we greet each other on our planet. We twiddle each other's ears." David and Neil laughed. "What's so funny?" asked Zack. "Nothing," said David. "On our planet we greet each other by shaking hands." Zack laughed. "Pleased to meet you," he said, and he shook his hands in the air above his head. David and Neil burst into a fit of laughter. "Yes, I thought it was hilarious myself," said Zack, "but I thought it would be impolite to laugh." David and Neil shook their hands in the air above their heads. "Pleased to meet you, Zack," they chuckled. The three of them had a jolly good laugh. "I've never met an alien before," said David. "Neither have I," said Neil. "And neither have I," said Zack. "But you are an alien," said Neil. "And so are you," said Zack. "Aliens are beings from other planets, and seeing as we are from different planets, it only makes sense that to you I am an alien, and to me you are aliens." "Oh yes, of course. How silly of me," said Neil, and he started to blush. Neil's change of colour frightened Zack. "Your face, it's gone red," he shrieked. "Is this some kind of magical power you Earth boys possess?" The Earth boys almost collapsed with laughter. Zack was puzzled. "Why are you laughing?" "Neil was blushing," explained David. "Is it easy to do?" inquired Zack. "He was blushing because he was embarrassed," explained David. "My brother gets embarrassed very easily." "Oh," said Zack. "When we get embarrassed, our hair starts to vibrate." The Earth boys fell about with laughter. "I bet you look really nice when your hair starts vibrating," mocked David. Zack's hair started to vibrate. David and Neil rolled about in the grass, tears of laughter streaming down their faces. After a while they stopped laughing and Zack's hair stopped vibrating. "Can I come to your house?" asked Zack. "I've never been inside a house like that before." No, that would be a bad idea," said David. "We wouldn't want our parents to see you. Grown-ups always spoil things. You can be our little secret." "Oh, but I would love my parents to see you," said Zack. "No," said Neil. "My brother's right. Grown-ups always spoil things." Yes, perhaps you're right," said Zack, finally. And so Zack and the Earth boys sat themselves down on the grass near the stone wall, and they talked and talked about all sorts of things. Zack told the Earth boys all about his planet Zibblewabba, and the Earth boys told Zack all about planet Earth. There was so much to talk about. They could have talked all day, but unfortunately they didn't have all day. After 40 minutes, Zack rose to his feet. "I'll have to go now," he said. "Oh, don't go yet," pleaded David, pulling Zack back down again. "But I really should be going," insisted Zack. "My mum and dad will be looking for me." "Oh, they don't half worry. I'm a big boy now and I can look after myself. I'm 348 next week, but they still worry." 348? gasped David and Neil. Yes, why? Don't I look me age or something? David and Neil were gobsmacked. So how old are you two then? Asked Zach. I'm 12, said David. And I'm 10, said Neil. What? Zach was shocked. And you can walk and talk, he squealed. David scratched his head. Oh, we're so different. There's so much to talk about. Please don't go, Zach. Not just yet. But me mum and dad really will be wondering where I've got to, said Zach. They're having a picnic on the top of the hill and told me not to be too long. Oh, I love picnics, beamed Neil. Cheese and pickle butties, yummy yummy. My favourite is squiggles and cream, salivated Zach. Squiggles? Asked Neil. What are squiggles? You know, squiggles, said Zach. Neil looked at David. David shrugged his shoulders. Surely you must have heard of squiggles, said Zach. What do they look like? Asked David. They're about this big, described Zach, holding his finger and thumb apart. You know, squiggles. They've got 10 legs and 2 big eyes sticking out on stalks. David and Neil suddenly felt very sick. Squiggles, repeated Zach. They squiggle around under rocks. David and Neil felt their stomachs churning. They make really high-pitched, squishy sounds when you accidentally stand on them, said Zach, and they squirt up your legs, and sometimes, depending on how hard you step on them, they squirt into your eyes. You know, squiggles. David and Neil were turning quite pale. Best food you can eat, ever, said Zach. Squiggles. Most people prefer to boil or roast them, but I like to eat them raw. Neil spotted a spider crawling near his feet and blew it away before Zach could see it. Anyway, said Zach, I really must be going. But we have so much to talk about, said David. Zach gave a sigh. Yes, I know. We'll have to meet again someday. Hey, let me tell you a joke, said David excitedly. Then you can go back to Wobble Jugger and tell all your friends that an alien from the planet Earth told it to you. Zibble wabble, not Wobble Jugger, corrected Zach. Wobble wibble, zibble juggle, wabble wibble wobble, whatever, said David. Are you making fun of my planet? Said Zach. Because if you are, I'll... The joke. Let's hear the joke, intervened Neil. David gave a cough. Okay, here goes. What's E.T. short for? That's easy, said Zach. Because he's got little legs, said David. It's short for extraterrestrial, said Zach. No, it's a joke, explained David. What's E.T. short for? Because he's got little legs. Neil laughed. Makes me laugh every time I hear it, that one. Zach was confused. Because he's got little legs, David said again. Do you get it? Zach wasn't laughing. Get what? Neil looked at David and whispered, maybe they don't have jokes on Zibble Wabber. Hey, next time we meet, we'll show you how to play football, David said. Zach screwed up his face. Football? What's football? It's a game where you kick a ball around and try to kick it between 2 goalposts, explained Neil. Zach burst into a fit of laughter. Neil was confused. I think he thinks it's a joke, said David. It's not a joke, Zach, said Neil. Sounds funny to me, said Zach. Do you not play football on your planet? Asked David. We have a game where we run around with a ball in our hands and if we drop it and it touches our feet, we get sent off the pitch, informed Zach. David and Neil didn't bother to laugh. Zach rose to his feet again. David and Neil joined him. Well, bye then, said Zach, shaking his hands in the air above his head. David and Neil twiddled Zach's ears. I hope it won't be too long before we see each other again, said Zach, a large dimple appearing on his chin. The appearance of the large dimple confused David and Neil. I'm sorry, sniffled Zach, covering his dimple. I'm just getting a little emotional, that's all. See ya, my friend, said David. So long, mate, said Neil. What is? asked Zach. Neil smiled. See ya, mate, said Neil. We'll look out for your flying saucer in the sky, promised David. Yes, well, goodbye, said Zach. He climbed over the wall and ran all the way up the green hill. When he reached the top of the green hill, he saw his mother and father folding the picnic basket. Oh, there you are, said father, picking bits of squiggles from between his teeth. We were wondering where you were. Yes, we were beginning to get worried, said mother, placing the folding basket into her crystal handbag. Where have you been? Zach remembered what David and Neil had said. Grown-ups always spoil things, they had said. Zach had agreed to keep it a secret. But no, he couldn't keep a thing like this secret. He had to tell his parents. How could he keep a thing like this secret? Nobody could, and so he told them. I've been talking to 2 alien boys, he said, following his mother and father to the spaceship. Oh, you should have seen them. They had creamy-coloured skin. One of them had blue eyes, and the other one had brown eyes, and... Yes, of course, mocked father, walking up the spaceship steps. Now come on, it's time to go home. Zach followed his mother and father up the steps. I knew you wouldn't believe me, he said, but it's true, honestly. They live in a strange house at the bottom of the hill on the other side of the wall. And I suppose you saw dragons also, teased father, stepping into the spaceship, and exploding planets, said mother, also stepping into the spaceship. Zach stepped into the spaceship to join his disbelieving parents. What is time? I'm telling the truth. Father seated himself down at the controls. They have this game where they kick a ball around and try to shoot it between 2 goalposts, said Zach. Grow up, said father. Zach seated himself down next to his father. They eat cheese and pickled butties, said Zach. Mother felt Zach's forehead. She was very concerned. Are you feeling all right, love? I know I'm always fooling you both, said Zach, but this time I'm telling the truth. Cross my heart, hope to die, squirt a squiggle in me eye. A nice try, Zach, said mother, but this time we're not going to fall for it. Oh, I know, said Zach. What's E.T. stand for? Because if he sits down, he... Oh no, I've got it wrong. Mother started to listen to her talking book, whilst father started the spaceship. Within seconds, planet Earth was left behind. Zach stayed silent for half of the journey back home. He was thinking about David and Neil, and he had a large dimple on his chin. Dad, he said after a while, are we going to visit planet Earth again? Oh yes, of course we are, son, said father, carefully steering the spaceship between two very bright stars. Planet Earth is a wonderful planet. Where else can you find green grass and blue sky? Yes, son, there's no doubt about it. It's a beautiful planet. Yes, we'll go again next week, and probably again the week after that. Oh, great, flibbled Zack, his dimple of sadness turning into one of happiness. Can we go to the same hill? Oh yes, of course, said Father. It's a beautiful hill. The scenery is so breathtakingly beautiful. Shizzle pop wham baloppo choo choo, Molly popularized Zib, and he smiled and sank back into his seat. Oh, that was a lovely story, wasn't it? Now you just close your eyes, sweetheart. That's it. Go to sleep. Pleasant dreams, and I'll see you in the morning. Love you. Good night.